So this is Getting Nifty with Giphy. Thank you for attending today. I will screen share. Get started. Okay. Getting Nifty with Giphy. If you don't know what a GIF is, it's just a short animated piece of a video that can be used where video might not be able to be embedded. So it can be helpful for people who maybe have video applications blocked, such as YouTube. I am presenting Haley Krista. I am, I guess my information isn't going to come up. I am a e-learning specialist at Piedmont Airlines currently, and I am transitioning into an instructional technologist at Salisbury University. So I'm using e-learning in a couple of different roles, business training for maintenance, and soon I'll be helping instructors in Canvas, actually. So first we're going to create a Giphy account if you haven't already. It looks so far that everyone has. And then we're going to create our own GIFs in Giphy. Then we're going to reflect on how we can use GIFs for work and in personal projects. And then our goals, our final goal, I don't know if we'll have time to do it during this session or if we'll do it afterwards, is to create a blog post including the GIF that you create tonight and some reflections on how you could use that in the future if you think you will be using it, if you think it's not for you, that kind of thing. So I'll go ahead and get started showing you Giphy. First, I'll walk through Giphy.com with you, and then I'll give you guys a few minutes so that you can explore it yourselves. But before I do, I just show of hands. Raise your hand if you have used GIFs before or if you have created GIFs before. You can show hands on the. Okay, you can lower your hands if you're not. Let's see. If you've logged into Giphy.com, this will be your homepage, will be your main Giphy site. If you want to see your profile, you'll click this top right-hand corner here with your username, and it will show you a list of all of the GIFs that you have currently created. If you hover over it, it'll animate, and you'll get to see a preview of what you've created. So it's basically stealing a moment of time from that video. If you want to create one, you hit the create button, and you'll notice it has an area here where you can enter a YouTube, Vimeo, Vine link, or URL. That URL is usually to a video that's 15 minutes or less. Since it is a free software, it doesn't have large capacity time. But I'm just going to use one of my video links tonight. And once you put the video in and press enter, it'll automatically pull up the YouTube video here in preview mode. You'll notice down below you have some settings. You have a start time. It's defaulting to 0. It's defaulting for a duration of 3 seconds. And right now there's no caption. It's empty. So this is just showing you your loop on 3 seconds. It's not showing you anything after. If you take this slide bar, you can jump forward in the video to a certain point in time. And right now, this is still a duration of 3 seconds because I haven't changed it. But if I wanted to have a little bit more or a little less time, I can change it here, up and down. I can use the slider to go back and forth. And you can just play around with it until you find that moment where you feel like you've captured everything you want to capture from the video. So this preview is showing me at 2.83 seconds, this is what my GIF would be. At 3.1 seconds, I'd have a little more time. And at 3.7 seconds. So if I decided that's exactly what I wanted, that's the clip I want. Now I can decide if I want to add a caption, like, this is my house. I have a very protective cat. You'll notice there's a default font selected. If you come back up, you'll see the font on there. You can change it up and down. There's some workability here. But if you want it to be more meme, it changes the way the text is presented. Or if you want it to be smaller, you can do subtitle. Now, if I think that that white is getting lost against that background, I can change my colors. Try a few different colors out. The black is outlined in white, and the other colors are usually they have an outline of black. So let's say I decided I liked this as my GIF. Down here, I can enter a tag if it's going to be retained on my website. So I can put cat, piggy bank. And this is my default setting to public, so anyone who goes on Giphy can view it. If you want it for private use, only certain people can use it, or only you can use it, you can select private. I'm going to put it at public, and I'm going to create GIF. Does anyone have any questions so far? I'm trying to check the chat, but it's okay. And now that it's rendered, this is a preview of my GIF that I've created. So your basic settings for your GIF, you can see you can share it. If you wanted to share it to Facebook, it's not going to show, I think, in this view mode, at least not on my end. Twitter, Pinterest, Instagram. You can view more details, or you can go back and edit it if you want to. But if you want to save it for use in personal, like a blog or online training, you can click the Advanced tab here. And you'll see there's a link. The video is still processing, but it's uploading to Giphy right now. But the video was created if you want to download it. So you can download it straight to your computer, which is what I'm going to do now. It'll default to giphy.gif. And that's it. That's me making my first GIF. If I want to go see it in my area, just click on my tab. And you'll notice if you hover over the video right now, well, then it was still processing. So you've got the blue bars. Now it's moving. The video has been completed. So I could share that link on Giphy, and anyone could go see this GIF. Does it look pretty simple? You want to try your own now? Are you ready? Okay, I'm going to paste in this chat area a link to the video, the same video I used just then if you want to try using it. Or if there's another YouTube video that you would like to try on your own, you can certainly navigate to that. It's here in the chat area. And when you're done, just raise your hand in the chat so that I know everyone's finished. And if you guys have any questions along the way, just unmute your mic and shoot it my way, or you can put it in the chat area. Let me know. Is anyone encountering any problems I can help with, or is everything going okay? Okay. It is pretty easy to use. That's one of the things that I really like about it. It's not as precise as if you did a more in-depth method, perhaps using a video editor. But yeah, Giphy makes it very easy. Okay, I see most hands going up. A few more minutes for those who are finishing up, and then we'll look at an example of putting it into a blog post. And we'll look at an example of putting it into e-learning authoring software, Adobe Captivate, because I do know that at least 2 of our participants here use that. Also, I want to show some gotchas that you might want to avoid or work around. Okay, so for everyone who's finished, if you just want to add into the chat room your first impressions of Giphy, and or if you think it's something that you think you'll utilize. if you can see ideas for it. It is way easy. Way, way easy. I have a friend who responds in Facebook only in GIFs because it's so easy for her to make the reaction that she wants. Yes, I do like the variable time option. You're not locked into trying to get the best out of a certain amount of seconds, which I really like. Yes. I am going to do a screen share. Here's a website. It's often used in websites, articles, blogs, where they will have a video, but for the sake of someone who can't stream the video because they're using, their cell phone service, and they don't have Wi-Fi, or maybe they're in an area where video is blocked, YouTube's blocked, they will have an article, and in it, they will explain what's going on in the video, have commentary. They will show little images from the video just to give you an idea of what it's about, or if they want to comment on a certain aspect, and then they usually have a link so you can watch the full video below. So you'll see this kind of thing often. If you are going to do it in your blog post, I do have one kind of that I prepped just to show an idea. It depends on what your blog software is, what your plugins might be, things like that. But here is a very basic WordPress site. And I want to go ahead and add media. I'm going to add new, and I'm going to find that Giphy file that I saved. The video that I created earlier, the GIF that I created earlier. Here it's uploading to my media library. And I'm going to insert it. And you can see in my preview that it's wanting to move. I'm going to preview the post. Beep, beep, boop. If it loads. And I just wanted to show you that in this very basic free WordPress blog, it automatically recognizes the GIF as, an animated feature. It's not a still image. If it'll load. While that is loading, I'm going to show you, this is my blog, and it's a little bit different because I'm using one with automatically developed CSS. And so what happens is when I upload this media, it automatically makes an image version of the GIF, so a still frame of the GIF. So when I insert into post, if I preview it, right now it's just going to show me a still image. Let's see, this one still hasn't generated yet. This one is showing a still image, which isn't what I want. But if I go back, if you notice, this image is not the original. It should end with your GIF. And so if I look over, Giphy 3 was the name of it. So I know that this was my original title. This one, they've added this 300 by 169, which is the image that they've created. So I'm just going to get rid of that so that this here matches this here, which is the name of my file. And now I'm going to preview it again. And what it's doing is it's ignoring the image that it took of that, and it's instead replacing it with the actual GIF. So now you've got the moving image. So that's one of those little gotchas that might happen depending on what kind of blog you're using. Because this is free and this was a paid one, so this had more CSS to it, and that was interfering with the natural blog post. This one's not loading the preview that shows that this one automatically does this without you having to change it. But I do want to show very quickly embedding it into Captivate. So if I had had the video earlier in my presentation and I wanted to do a callback reference to it here, something I could do is have, for example, let's say I have a true-false question. And so if the true-false question that I wanted to be is, this is a dog. I can add media. I think it's instinct to add image because a GIF is usually considered an image type. So if you insert, it as an image, and now let's preview this slide. You'll see that it's not moving. It's just a straight image. What happens is in Captivate, one of the little gotchas is that you actually want to embed this as an animation. Because there's movement, it needs to be embedded as an animation. So now we're going to add the GIF as an animation. Resize it. And now I'm going to preview this. And when it comes up in the question slide, it is an animation. You notice that it stopped. If you want it to keep going over and over, you can go to timing and loop it, and it'll continue to play over and over. So that the user can absorb what's going on in that GIF as a reminder of what happened in the video or to check their understanding. It can be utilized in that way in Adobe Captivate. So depending on your authoring tools, there might be some gotchas. So I just wanted to show that to everyone. So I just want to ask now, is there any questions that anybody has or anything that I might be able to help with? If you're interested in using Giphy? Oh, let me check the comments. I would love to help answer questions about the Captivate if I could, if it helps out at all. I'm guessing that the class is over, but new webinar. I would certainly be happy to do that. But I do want to say one last thing, one final thing. I would love it if you guys wanted to go do, look up. I have a document here for you. I've pasted a document link in the group chat. So that link will take you to a document. And if you guys will create a blog post about GIFs, how you might use it, what you do and do like about it, you can always update it later if you just want to put your GIF in there tonight and practice that. If you put your GIF in there and you encounter problems and you want to contact me and I can try to help you work around it, let me know. But if you would put your name and the blog link in there, and then we can all refer back to this and check out each other's if we would like to. Also at the bottom, I listed the references that I used. There's the YouTube video if you want to continue to practice it if you couldn't do it tonight. And there's a link to this doc if you want to save that to continue to use it. And that's it. I hope you guys want to explore more GIFs.
Thanks, Haley.
Any
nice
other
job.
questions? Any questions before we head off? All good? Thank you everyone for coming out today for Getting Nifty with Giphy, and I hope that you find some fun uses for it. And if you want to explore it deeper, feel free to email me, ping me on here. We can set up another Zoom meeting for 2.0 or for anything Captivate related. Have a great day, guys.